Welcome to the free-to-play account. Free-to-play Tuesdays are back with another GP round-off, a race from qualifying, opening round and final round. We're rocking Fernando Alonso and Valtteri Bottas. We're not going for champs because we don't have Hamilton or Verstappen with the boost, so we're straight in, back down at Challenger to hunt for a top 3 medal. So let's get into Baku. So you'd seen already the amount of points we've got in qualifying. As we look to race number 4 and to see how many points we can get here. First of all though, where do we qualify? That's the main part of this. And we're going to be on the back foot. So we're starting P4 and P6. The rival getting that 20% boost off Lewis Hamilton. And boost wise, well, we're not one of using too many, but self-control and potentially warrior, both on the softs. And let's see what we can do from here. I'm not sure if real or not. Soft and mediums by the rival, either way. And looks like it is a real player. So they have started pushing from the start. And we use the launch and get ourselves in P1 and P2. So great start to this race against a real player. We're going to still try and do what we do on the main account and do a 3-2-3. That's the plan. As we let Alonso fly off. Baku, it does seem to be a speed track. But cornering is so powerful around here. Boosts like Kawhi, downforce, all so good. But they're at a premium to us. We've just been overtaken, couldn't hold that position, but by the look of it, they're probably going to be doing 2 laps with Lewis Hamilton because of his tyre management and the amount of softs that he's used already. We're going to do 2 laps on Alonso though, come back for some softs and just conserve for 3 laps. And Alonso should be coming into the pits now, and he is. Good stop needed by the team at 4.66 seconds. Valtteri Bottas flies around the first corner, cut him down because of tyres, and he'll come back on the softs, no service, so a quick pit stop and back out. P3 hunting us down though on their mediums, and Alonso remains quite a lot ahead of the rival's already pitted car. So can we pull off a good result against this player? At the minute, we're putting ourselves in a very good position. Bottas pits from the lead. Where will he come out? We need him to come out ahead of P4. Don't think that's going to be the case. Well, let's have a look. Bottas, so P4 just going past now. So we come out P3. And we're going to have them ahead of us on the hards, I think they were on. So we need to get past, all on softs. So big stint needed from Valtteri Bottas. Can we get the job done? He's in P3, chasing down P2, who is on that mediums. We'll pit next lap, that P2. Alonso carries on round. And I think we're definitely going to probably push to do 3 laps on these softs. And then come back in and be super fast at the end. And that's what we're thinking. Alonso coming in for the mediums will help him push to the end because of that extra fuel from Warrior. That will help a bunch. And Bottas still biding his time. 48% tyres. Looking good there. And now Alonso into the pit. So he'll come out on the mediums to the end. You can see Bottas right on the limit of tyres again, but he's now into P1. And we can use Alonso to get back past P2, who is on the mediums, who will pit this lap. So it's going to be a close final few laps here. Can we secure 47 points? We do hope so. Bottas can't really push him too much because of his tyres. And that rival's pushing closer, so the rival's probably going to jump us in the pits because they are the pit box after us. And in we shall come. So Bottas in, he's going to lose that spot. He's going to also lose a spot to P4. So we're going to right up against it now. And it's so slow coming out of them pits as well. P4 it is. Can we make any moves in this race? Can we find something? Hopefully team orders get affected. We're trying to hold this guy up. I don't think we're going to be able to master a 47-point run. You can see P4 not too far away. Bottas just can't get ahead of him. We are both pushing hard. We are relying on team orders. And these two are going to slot round pretty quickly, I think. And we're not going to get a chance, or are we? Doesn't look like it. Can we get past Hamilton through here? Hamilton goes to the inside. Back marker's in the way. And then goes wide again. Bottas got a good exit, but can't keep it up. And it looks like we are going to cement P4. We're not going to be able to jump him as we go for him in the last corners. We're right stuck behind his gearbox. But it is just going to be a P1 and P4 against a tough opposition in qualifying. Maybe a different strategy could have worked, but at the time I didn't want a double stack. So sadly, probably my fault that we didn't secure more than the 45. But in Challenger, we're top at the moment on 185 points. Opening round, race number 7 coming up. And so far we've dropped a fair few points. It's been a very difficult opening round full of real players. And it just makes for some intense racing. So let's see who we match up this time. And it looks to be another real player. Didn't even get a chance to cut the video. The fact is, we match someone straight away. And we're at Austin, the circuit of the Americas. Can we do something good? Let's see where we qualify. We need a good qualifying position to try and help us come at this player. P5, P6, yet again up against it. Driver rocking one of the 20 boosted drivers, 20% boosted drivers that is. And we've just got to see what happens. We're going to use Hex just for a bit of speed and overtaking. I know it's not wet, but look at the boost. We haven't got too many. We've got 61 copper we could use, just because we've got 61 of it. That's the only reason. So here we go. Race 7 of opening round. Race 8 will come in the final round, if we qualify. So off we go. Rival not using boost, but we take a very slow start, and Ricciardo takes a wide line. And Fernando Alonso moves in to P number 2. Bottas on that cuppa, sitting P4 at the moment. And we're going to keep the pressure on just whilst we can to create that little bit of gap. We're going to come at this rival pretty hard with the Hex boost and cut down. Bottas up the inside of Danny Rick takes P3. Copper with that overtaking and a bit of acceleration to help us out. So this is already a good start. It's going to be difficult to overhaul P2 unless something magnificent does indeed happen. So we're still P2, P3 at the moment. Rivals drop back to P5 because we're now in the lead in terms of this battle, and he has. Gap's 10 seconds. Rival really kicking on. I think he definitely probably should be pitting this lap. And he is. So Max Verstappen rival in the pits. Alonso's pretty short on tyres, but we'll get round another lap. And the rival comes back out on soft tyres. So they're only a pit stop ahead already, even though we're in front of them. Can we get Bottas creating a little bit of gap too? It's all very tense, very interesting. And this is what it's going to be like soon when we're playing in the new season reset. Everything will be fighting for every single point, which is pretty fun. So Alonso is in 50%, so no servicing. So a nice quick pit stop. And Bottas comes in as well. Neither good stop needed, both following the same strategy. And out in P3, which is exactly what we needed. P2, P3, with that hex as well. Can we close up? Can we get a move done down into this corner here? Surely, with the hex. There we go. We are up to P1. That's what we needed. Big move done by Fernando Alonso. What about Valtteri Bottas? Can we move him to a 47-point scoring position? We've got to hope so. We've got to believe. He's looking okay at the minute. Alonso's so clear, and he'll come back for some mediums. Here's Bottas, mediums as well. And we are not catching the rival. He's pushing pretty hard now as well. And we'll be coming into the pit. So we're all following a similar strat. As Alonso gets held up very much so by the back markers. That's not what we needed. Is it going to cause us to double stack as well? Oh, only just. Good second we wasted there. And we come back out. So 3 laps to go. Alonso we're going to cut down. Bottas, I mean, he's only got 2 laps of fuel of full sprint here. So we're going to push quickly to see if we can just make a jump and try and defend. It's going to be very tough though. He's on the softs though. He can't push all 3 laps or even 2. So he's going to be fairly limited. We might be our best bet down the straight on the next lap. We're still holding off with Alonso. We now move to push because he's got just around enough fuel. And here's Bottas having a look at Verstappen. There's a good move. And we are in to P2. Very limited on fuel now. And Alonso and Bottas stretch into that 47-point position. But will we hold off? We're just going to try and match the rival. When they push, we push. Is the order of the day. And at the minute, we're going to hold them at bay. We go a very wide turn there. Apologies for the zoom out camera, but I need to watch when the opponent is pushing. Hence, different views are worth it as we start the last lap. Just under a full laps of pushing. 1.6 is needed, and we're going to cut down at little parts. That's a good first corner. And can we manage this nice and sweet? Here he comes though, on that softs. So we're going to start pushing in this last corner. Good tight corner by Valtteri Bottas. He's very low on fuel. We're going to cut down. Can we hold off Max Verstappen pushing out as we go wide? We've got 0.3s left. We're getting stuck by loads of failing cars, but we've managed to do it. With no fuel left pretty much, comes home in P1 and P2 in Austin. A very, very good 47 points indeed. That was a great race to watch. Higher team score opponent as well. I know we used boosts, but by God we had to. So far, 49th, 322 points to go to final round. We're then led to final round, and final round where we've only dropped 2 points so far. One race in race 2 in Imola where we actually caught a bot, but we had no good boost to use and we just couldn't overtake at all. And it looks like we've got a real player as well. I've just played this person and we had a great race. So can we basically get another good race in and see where we finish? Now, I haven't checked the leaderboards. I don't know where or how many points will be good enough. But we're at Baku, and can we have one more good race to maybe cement a top? I'd like a top 3, I must say, out of this weekend. Surely somebody's got 376. So here we go. Downforce goes on to Sonoda. Hex for Alonso. Generally because of the boosts I've got available to me. Both are the free boosts as well. And here we go. Wish us luck because we start our final round race. Last one with 1 GP to go. Can we get a good start? Alonso P1, Sonoda P4, and that is now into P2. So, brilliant start. That's exactly what we needed. We're going to push Alonso for potentially 2 laps here. Move him out of the way. Sonoda's going to be quick through the corners, and that downforce is really going to help his tyres because Sonoda's got poor tyre management. So we're going to just watch that. We're going to try and keep his Sonoda behind. And remember, all this is without using any 20% driver. Down the straight we come, not bothered if I lose the position. And in fact, we are just going to into turns 2. So we're going to pit with Alonso, and we're going to go for the softs and conserve. Sonoda, we're going to keep in distance with P2. And Alonso coming in to get his daily car repair and service. His MOT, will it pass the final checks in no times? Hopefully it does. And we're back out. Sonoda, having pushed, is into P1. And we're going to cut down a bit. Come out for some soft tyres. Don't need to service. It's going to be a pretty good race, this. Feel it's going to be a very close one as well. We've got Alonso now conserving. Rival's gone on to hard tyres. So I think Sonoda will be quicker than him, even on conserve. And he now turns to come into the pits. Sonoda's in. Alonso will carry on round in P2, into P1. And Sonoda coming out. Can we get ahead of P3? Yep, they're in the pits, so no problem there. And let's boost for 2 laps. Hopefully we can catch Alonso and push on and create a further gap. That's the aim. Sonoda's definitely catching. Obviously boosting and Alonso not. And there we go. So we swap round and we've got 1 lap more to do with both drivers until we come in for some probably mediums. At the minute, we've got plenty of fuel on board, especially for Alonso, who we can probably go with hards and just keep pushing with that hex. But we are looking very good indeed. Rival's not even past the AI Verstappen, and he's a good 13 seconds and a good 9 seconds behind P2. So we should come out P1 and P2 here. And that would be a great start and a great finish to the Baku GP as we come in. Double stack in slightly. 5 seconds is the pit time, so it's going to be close. And in fact, there goes the AI of P3, Max Verstappen. So he's just got ahead. We've got Sonoda ahead in P1. It's only 5 seconds to the leader. 3 seconds to P2. They'll pit, take about 8-9 seconds. And we're going to just push now Fernando Alonso just to close up that gap that is being created. There you go. Just over 1 second now. Out of tyres. Out of sight, out of mind. Alonso into P2. Obviously, medium tyres not necessarily going to get 3 laps for Alonso. And the rival's now in P3 on them mediums. It's got a lot of work to do to catch us up though. So it's looking good. Can we just hold off? I mean, Alonso's trying to get through the back markers. They're not making it easy. But we will be starting the last lap on the free-to-play account. This account has been an absolute blast, and I look forward to next season potentially starting it from the beginning. Who knows? Or I might wait a little bit first, because all the effort will probably be on the main account. So, can Alonso get through this back marker of Gasly? He can. And I think we are definitely out of sight now. Tsunoda enters the final stretch of the final lap to put us potentially on the podium. We're about to find out. Tsunoda wins, with Fernando Alonso coming home to complete as a WF1 1-2 finish in Baku. We await the rival to come over in P3 and P4, which they do now. So a good race there. Nicely overcame too. 47 points in the bag. So let's see, where does it put us? Where are we in Challenger this week? Can we get a top 3 medal? That would be pretty sweet. Here we go. Let's have a look. And we are... Oh, P2. 374. Oh, we're joint. So I got 374, 369s and 85. They got 371. What? Oh no, we're actually level on points. No way. Yeah, 369 to 3. They did a 22.9. 22.9 and a 20.9. And I did a 23.2. Ah, no way. So there we go. P2 in Challenger. The fastest lap cost us getting P1. We didn't even go for fastest lap in Austria. I didn't think it was needed after dropping points in Imola. And sadly, not even sadly, we're P2 in Challenger. We'll take that on the free-to-play account. And we'll get a nice P2 medal to go with it. Hopefully we'll be back in Champs or maybe Contender next week, because we have Alonso and Vettel, who I believe are both boosted. The most important thing in here, 57 Eternal Flame, which will be great for the final GP. And let's see what we do unlock. We get some Hamilton, obviously double rewards. 5 Magnussen. 31 Zhou Guanyu. 61 Tsunoda. And the epics, we get 45 Kevin Magnussen and 31 Zhou Guanyu. So we'll take that. We will absolutely take that on this account. It's been a brilliant free-to-play. And the only bad thing to come out of it is we didn't race at all last week apart from GP. So we have got demoted. But hey-ho, we'll make sure we get promoted this week as we approach the final week. What a blast on the free-to-play account. I hope you've enjoyed this series. We've got one more GP to do on it. We've got some very tasty medals indeed. Finalist champs. We've got junior wins, challenger P2s, contender finishes. And we now move on to one more GP to go with the Miami GP. What can we do in the final week of F1 Clash?